Hey folks, back with another video. Today we're going to do a real simple but good cook. I came up with it maybe about a year and a half ago, just goofing around one day. And I call it a cast iron Cajun chicken. So let's get at it. All right folks, so this is what we're going to do today. This is one of my favorite ways to cook chicken, but I obviously have about 20 favorite ways. I just love chicken, and there's so many different ways to cook it, but I came up with this about maybe a year and a half ago. And so what I'm going to do is, right now I have my cast iron skillet. I have the oven heating up to 450 degrees. The skillet is in the oven, so that's going to be 450 degrees also. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to open this chicken up. Now this is a big chicken, so hopefully it fits. This is like a 6.5 pound chicken. Got it at Costco. But I'm just going to take the backbone out and open the chicken up. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do. This is how I like to take the backbone out personally. I have scissors, but they don't usually work that good for me. I'll just cut it out. That's it. Take the backbone out. I'll trim it up a little bit, take some of this fat off. What else? Just push that, make sure that backbone's broken, or that breastbone, so it sits flat. But it looks pretty good. So you can take that whole bone out if you want, but I'm not going to do it. Sometimes it'll just pop out, but you don't need to take it out. Yeah, if it would have just popped out, I would have took it out, but I'm not going to tear this thing all up. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to rub this down, and I like to use Cajun seasonings, and you got to use something that doesn't have a lot of sugar, because I'm going to put this in the oven at 450 degrees for the first 10 minutes, and anything over 350 the sugar will burn. So I'm going to start off with this Kinder's red jalapeno garlic, and so basically all you're going to do is just put some rub on it. We'll do the bottom first. So the bottom section is what's going to go down inside the cast iron. And it's not crucial that every single piece gets rubbed. I'm not trying to get a presentation like a contest. And then I'm going to come back over top with this Slap Your Mama Cajun. This is really a hot rub, and I really want some heat on it. So I'll just come back over with some of that. I call this Cajun chicken. I always use Cajun seasoning, but you could use whatever you want. But neither of these rubs has any sugar, and that's really what I'm trying to avoid. And I like the garlic, and I like the heat. And then what I'll do is just flip this over. Do the same thing to the top. I try to get rub on everything, but if you don't get rub on everything, when it's cooking and the fat's melting away, and the rub's gonna go everywhere. So it's not Not gonna hurt anything. Some people would pull the skin up and put the rub under it, but I like to, I don't like taking the skin off if I can help it. I personally like leaving the fat under there, leaving it intact. I feel like the fat on the skin helps keep the chicken juicy and tender. Even at a contest, I stopped taking the skin off when I was doing thighs. I would just use a jacquard. So basically that's it. And I'm gonna come back and show you. I'll clean this mess up a little. I'll bring my cast iron skillet. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that. Oh, and also I'm gonna put a probe in this breast, right in the middle of the breast, because I'm gonna pull this out at about 155, and then it'll keep cooking. So when it hits 155, I'll pull it out of the oven, just let it rest. Probably put some tin foil over it and let it keep coming up to 165. But anyway, let me clean this mess up, and then I'll be right back and show you what I'm gonna do. All right, folks, so now what I have, this pan, you have to be really careful because this pan is 450 degrees. I let this come up to temperature with the oven. I don't put the oil in until afterwards because I don't want it to start smoking and burning. I put a little bit of oil in, and then you just have to be careful not to burn yourself. But now, and this is a big chicken, probably too big. But what you want to do is, hear that? You want to get that down in there so that as much as possible is pressing on the bottom and get a sear. And that'll get a sear on the bottom, and then we'll roast it at 450 for about 10 minutes, and then I'll drop it down to like 350 until the internal temperature hits 150. I'll pull it out. I'll show it to you. I'll put some foil over it, let it rest, and then we'll cut it up and I'll show you how it comes out. But this is one of the easiest ways to cook a good chicken if you don't feel like going outside and barbecuing or whatever. But anyway, I'll be back. All right, folks, there it is. I just pulled it out of the oven. It was actually at 155. And by the time I brought it over here and set it up to start filming, it's already up to 159. So it should keep climbing the temperature. But what I'll do is I will take some of this squeezed parquet butter and just hit the top of it a little, just to keep it from getting too hard. Keep the skin nice. Just a little bit, and then I will just cover it with foil. And I'll let it rest until, I'll let it come up to temperature, then I'll let it drop back down, to about 145, and then I'll cut it up. We'll be back. All right, folks, so let's cut it up, see what we got. I gotta speak up. For some reason my microphone's not working, but anyway, I'm not the greatest at slicing stuff, but I mean, that's pretty juicy. I mean, it comes out pretty juicy. I don't know whether it really does anything putting it in that cast iron pan, but I feel like it holds the moisture in. it's all really good there. Oh yeah, that tastes good. Got a nice kick to it, which I like. Little spice. Actually, a little warm. But anyway, that's it. That's a really easy way to cook a chicken. And then I did end up making a gravy. So I made a little Cajun gravy. I just put some cornstarch and water and some more of the Cajun spice. And then I found these in the fridge. I'm going to throw these in and have some biscuits and chicken. Got some corn to cook. Anyway, that's an easy recipe. It's very good. So give it a try. All right, we'll see you next time.